Good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome to another weekend in the life of an Algebra 1 teacher. If you've noticed, yes, I have new hair. Dye my hair, and I'm not sure how I feel about it yet, but that's okay. Did I say happy Monday? It's Tuesday. Yesterday was MLK Day. Happy Tuesday. We luckily had yesterday off for MLK Day, so it was a very nice break that I definitely needed. Today we are doing, really this week we're just finishing up this unit, and then next week we are reviewing and testing. This morning during PLC we were able to look at the test, and it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be a little bit rough, but that's okay. That is a-okay. It's 9:05 and it's time for my daily brain game. Let's see what it is. Ooh, we have a couple to do today because we had the weekend and Monday and Tuesday. So we're gonna do how many I feel like. This is the first one. It's countdown. Obtain the given, I don't know why I tried to read that backwards. Obtain the given result by adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing the numbers below. You sum or all of the numbers in operations, but numbers may be used only once. So using the numbers 4, 9, 10, and 50, I need to get 464. Let's see what I can come up with. Let's see, so 9 times 50 would give us 450, plus 10 is 460, plus 4 is 464. That was easy. I wonder if there's another way. There is another way. If I do 10 times 50, that would give me 500. And then if I said minus 4 times 9, which is 36, that'll give me 464. Okay, so I came up with two different ways to solve it. Let's see which way they come up with. Yeah, okay, so they did the one that I just found out. 10 times 50 is 500. 4 times 9 is 36. Subtract them. Okay, yay. One done. Which word from the list below cannot be found vertically, horizontally, or diagonally in the grid? So it is just a word search. If you want to go back and pause that to do it with me, go ahead. Okay, so I found calm and interest, meaning plays must not be there. Let's see. Yep. Okay, why did they do this and then make it easy? Like, why did they make them both horizontal? I don't know. Ooh, decipher. Okay, this one's gonna take me some time. I might not have time to do it. Decipher. Decode this quote by E.E. Cummings. Each letter has been changed to a different letter and all vowels are grayed out. One of the words is become. So this is a cryptogram, and I actually used to really love doing cryptograms because my grandfather really loved doing cryptograms. So I think I might save this for my conference because I only have about 5 minutes and there's still a few other things that I want to do to get ready before the kids come. So we will come back to this later. Okay, it's later. I just finished up 4th period, so we're going to do this cryptogram. But before I do it, today, some of the students organized a walkout over the ICE issue, and I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal because I was like, okay, whatever. I only had 7 students in class. Like, they were walked out at lunch, and so in my last class, there was supposed to be 23 students, and I only had 8. I'm pretty sure whoever used the, whoever got on the announcements last didn't fully put the receiver down because I'm just hearing static. That's so annoying. I think I figured it out. It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. Let's see. Yes, but that was fun. I used my brain a lot. And the ones that my grandfather does, it doesn't give you the first word. So like I figured out that this word was the only one that could have been become, and so that gave me a lot of the letters. His don't give you any clues, so you just have to like go based off of the short words, or if there's just like an A or an I, like, and just kind of do like letter pattern predictions, which is much more difficult and much more rewarding in my opinion. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I am finding an article for us to do our next ACE response with the students, because they want us to be doing ACE response in all classes to improve our literacy skills. And you know, this is crazy, but I think literacy skills would increase if we just had them read more. Like real books, instead of reading passages and articles and analyze them, just let them read a book for fun. I could never be an English teacher. Anyway, I found that article and I'm just planning out next week. Since this week is good, I'm about to go make my copies for the rest of the week. Next week is just review and the test basically. And we're starting unit 7, but I'm not worried about planning that yet. I'm just planning out my reviews and stuff. Okay, so I just finished making a key for tomorrow's assignment, and it took me 7 minutes, which means it's going to take the students the entire class. Because most of the time I can do these in under like 2 minutes, and it takes them like half an hour. So the fact that that took me 7 minutes, this is going to be time consuming. But it's really good. It's like converting between forms. So basically they have 8 problems that are in intercept form that they have to convert to standard form, and then 8 problems in vertex form that they have to convert to standard. But they already did vertex form today, so I don't know. The other activities that I was going to have them do was on the Chromebook on Canvas, and it was kind of the same thing. I think I'd rather them do this though, because I don't love the Canvas activities. It's so cute though. They end up having to like match all the emojis and letters and numbers. I think it's cute. I changed it because the emojis were originally just like hand drawn, and they were like really hard to see, I think, because this has been copied so many times. So I just kind of edited it. I really am seriously considering getting on TPT, because I love doing stuff like that, and I think I would love to just make a bunch of aesthetic stuff. I just don't have time. So maybe this summer. I feel like I keep saying that. Maybe this summer. Maybe this summer. But I think it would be a lot of fun, and I would enjoy it. So it is 4:31. I'm headed out. I am prepped for tomorrow. I have the assignments that we're going to be doing already out. I have the notes done. I'm good to go. So I will see you guys when I see you. Hello, beautiful people. Happy Wednesday. Today I tried something new with my hair. So obviously bangs, whatever. But I don't know if you can tell, but I'm using one of those like banana clips. It's supposed to make your ponytail like more volume, but it feels like it's falling out. Like my hair just feels like it's falling out. I don't know. What do y'all think? I don't know if you could even see. My husband saw this at the gas station yesterday, so he brought it to me. It's the Cherry Bomb Alani. It's like their new flavor. He says it tastes like a sugar-free cherry Coke from Sonic. And I am very excited. Hopefully it doesn't taste like black cherry, because I really don't like the flavor of black cherry. Okay, that smells really good. Let's see. Y'all, that's cherry Coke. Oh. Oh wow, he nailed it. Spot on. That is a cherry Coke from, like a sugar-free cherry Coke from Sonic, because when you get like a can of cherry Coke, it's like the cherry and Coke is very blended. This tastes like you got a Coke and then pumped cherry flavored syrup into it. Oh, that's dangerous. That's so good. But you know what? With only 10 calories, you know how much better that is for me than a cherry Coke? I'm hoping that that's a flavor that's just here to stay, because you know how they always do their like limited flavors? Oh no, this is probably their Valentine's Day flavor. That's what it is. Okay, so I guess I just need to I need to stock up, because that is so yummy. And then for breakfast, I'm having some yogurt and granola, which if you watched my last, I think it was my last week in the life, I had not this exact same, I had the same brand of yogurt, but it was the Pro Fiber. This is their trio, and it's the coconut flavor. So it has 0 grams of sugar, 15 grams of protein, and only 3 carbs. I'm vibing to some music over there. I don't know if you can hear it. But I also got the granola. So this isn't the granola I was going to get, but it's the same brand. It's the Ratio Trio, and it has 8 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, and 2 grams of net carbs, which is a lot healthier than most granolas. Most granolas out there are just sugar, and I don't understand that. I mean, I do, but I don't. You know what I mean? So I think the main reason that I didn't like the last yogurt was the fiber. I could literally taste it, which is weird. It like had a very tangy aftertaste, and also I didn't have granola. The granola is what I like about yogurt. I don't really like yogurt. I like granola. So, cheers. Let's do our brain game. Oh, it's another connect the shapes. Okay, so I have to connect the shapes, but not cross the lines. Okay, let's see. Now let's see how they did it. They basically switched the diamonds and the circles. But I still did it. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Please tell me that's an actual phrase, because I don't know where that came from. And now I feel like a bad person. More than one way. That's a phrase, right? Okay, I just got back from PLC, and I am seriously tempted to put my room into rows just to shake things up. You know what I mean? Because these kids are way too comfortable with me. I feel bad though, because honestly, I am so worn out by the time 4th period comes that I feel like I'm not giving them, I know I'm not giving them the same amount of like effort that my other classes get. One, partially because they don't need it. Like, they are a very capable class. They work together very well. They ask for help when they need it. Hi.
Hey, I'm not limping. I don't know what the crap is happening.
I think my ankle's permanently broken. It is. I sprained it once. Okay, so how do you teach that when it's x minus 0? Do you have them write x minus 0 and then rewrite it with the x in front? When there's a 0 at 0?
Why is this so different?
Because there's a 0 at 0.
Oh.
It's like this one too. So like if there's a 0 at the origin,
you do this. You do
you,
box match.
and you include the 0.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm worried that if I put x minus 0, because that's not going to be on the test. On the test, there's going to be an x out in front, like this. You see what I mean? Hi. Okay, so today was fine. It was a good day, honestly. It was kind of chill. But they released GPA and ranking today, and since I teach freshmen, this was the first time they've ever seen that. So I was kind of having to talk them through what it meant and what's a good GPA, what's a not great GPA, and kind of explain how they can improve it, what their ranking is, all that stuff. And some of them had a very good question. They were like, what's the difference between weighted and unweighted? And I'm pretty sure that weighted GPA includes like the level, so like a pre-AP class is weighted more than an on-level class, but I'm not sure which one is like the important one, you know what I mean? Yeah, so weighted can be above a 4.0, unweighted is just out of 4. Okay, so colleges want both. Okay. I mean, if you have a good score in one, you're gonna have a good score in the other, so that's not a big deal. But anyway, good to know. Okay, so it is actually almost 5 o'clock. I had tutorials today because it is Wednesday. I only had one student in here and he was working pretty hard, so it was a good time. And then I created an exam review that I'm gonna give them on Friday to take home and do over the weekend, and then we can go over it on Monday. Also on Monday, they will be doing their vocabulary sheet, which they're very used to doing this, and the brain dump, which the brain dump is somewhere. Yeah, my brain dump. So I did not do this for the last unit because I could not be bothered. Getting back on track though. So they'll be doing these two things on Monday, as well as their ACE writing. And honestly, that'll fill up, these 3 things will fill up the entire 90 minutes, believe it or not, even though the ACE is timed. But it's fine. I also printed off some higher order of thinking questions that I can start asking them because I just forget, okay? And I tend to ask like the lower level leading questions when I really should be asking the higher order thinking questions. So, you know, how would you describe the problem in your own words? What strategies are you going to use? How did you solve similar problems? How did you get your answer? Does it seem reasonable? How did you reach that conclusion? You know, just things like that. Can you explain what you've done so far? Why did you decide to do it this way? All that stuff, which is not going to be successful with every student in all of my classes, but I just want to get into the habit of starting with those higher order questions and then kind of reaching down to the lower levels if needed. Good morning. Happy Thursday. It is 6:45 in the morning. I don't normally get here till 7:45, but my husband had car issues yesterday, so until we can get that taken care of, we're down to just my car. So he has to be at work a lot earlier than me, so he dropped me off on his way to work. So here we are. I have a whole extra hour to be as productive as possible. But first, I'm gonna go do my makeup because I didn't have time, obviously, waking up so early. I'm gonna go do my makeup and I will be back when I look more alive. Much better. Okay, so one thing that I think is kind of funny is I brought my Keurig to my classroom, and ever since then, anytime that I make myself a cup of coffee, everybody comments on how good it smells. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn because I literally, it's just a Keurig, but I just buy the like original donut shop coffee pods, and it brews very, like it smells very, very strong when it brews. So anytime that I have like my mug that's open and I like go to PLC, or sometimes I will have it during first period, or I had some coffee after lunch yesterday because I was dying, and other teachers, students, everyone will comment on how good it smells, and I'm like, thank you. It's just a cup of coffee. That's gonna be way too hot. I don't know why I tried to do that. With all the time that I have today, this morning, I think I'm going to focus on making all of my keys, which there's not many. We're basically done with this unit, honestly. So make all my keys for the review and everything, figure out what I'm doing for an in-class review, like if I'm playing a game or what am I doing, and slides for next week. Will all of that get done in an hour? No. but it's, you know, somewhere to start. I've now been here for an hour at 7:45, and I hear more people showing up. In an hour, I was able to create a key for my review and go ahead and do my brain dump, which I am very proud of this. So cute. Now, I think I'm gonna go ahead and I think I still need to create a key for what we're doing today. I didn't really think this through. So let me check that I'm good for today and tomorrow. And then, if I have time, I'll look over my slides for next week. I can't believe I almost forgot to do daily brain games. Okay. Looking closely at the image below, which piece matches the missing portion of the image? All right, let's see. Initially, I'm thinking C. Yeah, I'm really thinking it's C. It's gotta be C. Yes. Okay, way to go, me. I'm headed to PLC. It was a very productive morning. Got a lot done. I went ahead and finished the keys for both today and tomorrow, so we're good to go there. And what else? Yeah, that's kind of it. It is the end of the day. My conference just started. I'm going to very quickly put in grades for a couple assignments, and then I'm actually leaving early because I got here so early and my husband is already here to pick me up. So I'm gonna do this and then dip. Good morning, happy Friday.
It's Friday.
I don't know if I've mentioned it this week, but we're supposed to have a crazy winter storm this weekend. So tonight it's supposed to get really cold and I think maybe start raining. I don't really know. Then tomorrow it's predicted to get 6 inches of snow. Now, living in East Texas, do I believe that? I'll believe it when I see it. I will believe it when I see it. So everyone is hoping for snow, obviously, but mainly so that we don't have school on Monday, which honestly, this is kind of crazy, but I am not like dying for another day off. Like, granted, I know that we just had a day off on Monday, okay? I loved it, don't get me wrong, I loved it. But in previous years teaching, my body literally felt like it was deteriorating if I didn't take a personal day, at least like once a month. Like it was bad. I haven't felt that this year. Like I am fine to come to work. I don't need to take that day off. And so I feel like, I haven't really had to make hardly any sub plans because I haven't missed really at all, which is very nice. But I feel like I was kind of just adding to my stress in previous years because not only was I needing the time off, but I was also having to like do sub plans and then like deal with that when I got back. So, take the time you need. I'm just saying, I feel very lucky this year to not feel like I need to take a day for myself. That was a little discovery I had this week. Okay, so today we are, so yesterday, did I even check in with you guys? I don't know if I did. I left like as soon, oh yeah, I did. Okay, yeah. I left early yesterday because I got here so early and my husband was waiting for me to leave. So I left early yesterday, but yesterday was literally crazy. It was crazy. So first I did a warm-up of just basic exponent rules, which we did last semester. That was last unit. It's gonna be on this test because this test is unit 5 and 6. It has exponent rules on it. Tell me why not a single student in any of my classes could do it. Not a one. So I was like, okay, clearly this is not a warm-up that I can just rush through. So I spent a good like 20 to 30 minutes reteaching exponent rules. So that wasted time. It didn't waste time, but that took time. And then I had this cute, fun little basketball amplify where they were like predicting whether or not a basketball would make it into the hoop based on like the first half of its trajectory. So they'd see the first half of the basketball shot and they'd have to predict whether or not it was going to go in. And so that was just kind of, again, getting them used to like exposing them more to parabolas, but also since we're doing quadratic regression and like application problems, I really wanted them to be able to, one, make those predictions using the parabola and also just like be familiar interpreting what different points on the graph mean. That is something that they kind of struggle with. They can tell me the numbers, they can tell me like, oh, it's the vertex or it's the maximum, but then plugging it back into like the situation, they struggle to realize, to make the connection. But that's what we're doing today, is a lot more application. So I have 3 assignments. The assignment that I gave them yesterday, we only had 15 minutes at the end of class. Okay, that's how long the warm-up, the activity, which they were complaining so much about doing this basketball thing. And I was like, y'all, there's no math involved. You just get to play around and watch these basketball videos. Why are you complaining? But they'll complain about anything. I can give them a free day and they'd complain that they can't use their phones. You know what I mean? The lesson didn't take long, but it's quadratic regression, so you have to put in a table every time. So that was a little time consuming, but they only had 15 minutes for the activity. So no one did the activity, but I'm not going to revisit it. I don't think it's important enough to spend any more time on it. I'm moving on. Okay. No. But I do have a little like around the room activity for them to do, which is all about interpreting graphs. It's just interpreting graphs, whatever. And then there's another activity where they're having to use Desmos, like putting in equations and then interpret the graph, which is really good practice. And then there's one that's just like kind of, I don't know if we're gonna have time to do it. I'm not really like stressed if we don't get to it, but it is just like a really good comprehensive review of this whole week, basically. So, and then of course, I will be giving them their Unit 5 and 6 review sheet. I'm scared, I won't lie. I am. After seeing how much they struggled with the warm-up yesterday, I'm really hoping that that was a wake-up call to them, that they need to study. And that's what I told them. I was like, you guys realize that like the notebook isn't just somewhere to put the notes and like get a grade for the notebook check. Like the notebook is for you to study and reference. So the laptop, the computer that my coworker had in her room, so this was originally mine, and I think I took it into her room to do some work one day and left it there. So she's had 3 Chromebooks. I've only had my one. I finally got this back from her and it won't turn on. I've had it on the charger for like 48 hours. I've tried pressing all the like command buttons to make it turn on. So I'm just gonna have to bring it to the cafeteria. I'm gonna have to bring it to the librarian and see if she can fix it or just trade it in for another one. But anyway, that's what's going on with me. You guys know the drill. Okay. Find the typo. I loved English class. Honestly, when I was a student, I loved English. I could never teach it though. Never teach it. Okay, find the typo. Locate and correct the error in the quotation below. If we knew what it was we were doing, okay, I already found it. That's annoying. If we knew what it was we were doing, it would not be called research, would it, by Albert Einstein. Were is spelled without an H. Dang it. I want these to be a little bit harder, not like dramatically harder. Maybe I don't want them to be harder, I just want them to take more time, you know what I mean? Like I wanted this to be littered with typos, where I'd have to be like, ooh, this and this and this and this.
Oh my god.
My magnet. Thank you. Did you get them all right?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So are you ready to move on to this? Skip 1 through 4. Just
I
do
get
the
one
rest.
for.
Yeah. Good job today, you guys. I'm proud of y'all.
Thank you. Wait. So what this is?
Proud of you.
This is maximum height. That's just like for why.
It's easy though. It's easy though. Hey, it is so cold. It's not even that cold, I'll be honest. It's 44, but it's not that bad. It's supposed to absolutely get nasty though. So it is 4:30. I am headed out. I love my job. Just thought I'd say that. Today was a good day. Everyone got their work done. It was, again, when it's work that they can do, their behaviors are great. And I'm like, this would be so, because it has to be work that they can do without being taught. Because they don't want to listen. So it's a little bit of a challenge on that front. But you know what? It was a good day. We got our stuff done. We're going to have a weekend. It's going to freeze. So I think I'm going to try and stop by Walmart, see if there's any food left. Because I buy my groceries on the weekend, so our house is like, our kitchen's empty. And if it freezes and everything closes, we need something to eat. So, wish me luck. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, please like it. Comment down any of your thoughts, questions, suggestions, encouragements. You know the drill. And make sure that you subscribe so that I can see you in the next one. Bye!